tourism in Kenya is among the sectors that has been hardest hit as the coronavirus pandemic continues to ravage the global economy. Now, millions of jobs have been lost, with some tourist attractions closing down due to a decline in numbers. The easing of some restrictions in July injected some much-needed oxygen into the struggling sector, with a number of domestic tourists picking up. In our two-part special tonight, our very own Lillian Muli takes stock of the toll of the pandemic thus far. Here is part one of Tourism, the Way Up.
The COVID-19 pandemic has taken the whole world by storm, bringing it to a virtual standstill. One of the economic sectors most hard hit is the travel and tourism industry. Maasai Mara Game Reserve remains one of the gems of Kenya's tourism industry. And with these communities around literally feeding off the reserve, year-long and for years, locals here have been assured of their livelihoods. But this year, something terrible happened.
In fact, according to the harsh situation of which we are now here, due to the COVID-19 outbreak, in fact, there has been really a very hard time right now. We slaughter our animals like cattle, and we sell some to the markets to purchase some goods like foods and many other things. But right this time now is a little bit hard because you find that the market rate is very low.
Kabla sijaamua kuingilia kazi ya soko, nilikuwa driver guide. Kambi inaitwa Governors Camp, Musiara. I was a driver guide for the last 2 years. Let's say per month we were making 35,000 per month na tip ya amounting to up to 50,000. Alafu ya coronavirus ilikuja, so kazi ikaenda chini, Ministry of Tourism ikaenda down, kabidi watu warudi nyumbani.
When the coronavirus was first reported in China, life continued normally for the locals here. Events thousands of miles away from them did not bother them. However, in mid-March, things changed for the worst.
Naitwa Evans Keshe, nafanya kama tour guide kwa kampuni ya Mario Tours kwa muda miaka 5 mpaka sasa, kutoka mwezi wa 3. Hapo ndipo tumeanza kuathirika, hakuna wageni, kama hakuna wageni hakuna kazi. Sasa kazi hakuna, tukikosa kazi tunaathirika, hakuna chakula kwa community. Unakuta watu wengi hawana kazi. So it has been quite difficult for us.
Keshe is just one of the millions of Kenyans whose lives were changed by the novel coronavirus. According to data from the Kenya National Bureau of Standards, more than 1.7 million Kenyans have lost their source of income owing to the pandemic. The ripple effect of this has seen thousands others in the food chain see their incomes heavily impacted. And with the pandemic digging in, new strategies to eke a living were necessary.
My name's Rere Unjapit. I'm the only Maasai balloon pilot so far. And I'm staying with my friend Captain Vincent Dupuis from France. For the last 7 months, he has not had a job because of COVID-19. So life is difficult for all of us. So we are staying together in the village, and we are taking care of the cows. Now I decided to bring boys to the clinic for what I call self-male circumcision. I've been doing this for quite some years now. Circumcising the boys. It's usually in November, December, but this time because of COVID-19, it started early this year.
But this optimism is now fizzling out as most key tourism source markets return to a lockdown. This putting budget hotel owners like Joseph Tera in a precarious position.
The workers, we had to reshuffle them, at least everybody to have a turn for them to have a living, but 99% they lost quite a lot from this COVID.
Previously, a foreign tourist-heavy industry, the opening up of restriction in August and subsequently in September brought some life back to the sector. Domestic tourists took up travel to shake off cabin fever, giving the industry a shot in the arm, albeit briefly.
I'm here at Maasai Mara, exploring, having a good time. But generally, this coronavirus period has been very difficult for us, especially at my workplace. Things have not been running on so well. So I'm happy to be here, but I'm really hoping things will get back to normal.
Hard hit too were local tours and travel operators. The sector, whose growth has been phenomenal in the last few years, almost went down to its knees.
When COVID came and everyone was scared to travel or even go to hotels, if there's anything that made money, if there's one of the businesses that woke up, was the villas, cottages and apartments. Because for holiday makers, especially the families, they feel more safer and secure, especially if you have children, in a place where you are not interacting with the public areas.
With the industry once again staring at a longer but less painful journey to recovery amidst the second wave, tomorrow, on the second part of Tourism, The Way Up, I speak to more players on the recovery strategy and the all too important phase of it, keeping patrons safe and recouping the losses. Lillian Muli, Citizen TV.